What's good? What's up, everybody? Top 10 takeaways, top 10 players going up right now in football cards. We've got a new face on the top 10 this week, and we haven't seen this guy since last year. He's making waves. Big news. So let's break it down, man. Let's look at the top 10. Let's look at the reactions. Let's look at the market health on eBay and all of my other major reactions and learning lessons. Let's just dig in, man. I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving, and I hope you were thoroughly entertained yesterday. Let's dig in. Number one, Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles, man. The offense was on this guy's back yesterday. Sunday Night Football, big statement win over the Green Bay Packers. Was an offensive showcase as there was a 46.5 total cleared by halftime, led by Jalen Hurts. The Eagles came out on top, beat the Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. Rodgers actually exited this game second half with an oblique injury, thrusting Jordan Love onto the field. So if you got those Jordan Love cards in the cardboard box, man, it's time to pull those out. Those may become quite relevant right now. He's getting quite a bit of buzz, so that is definitely an honorable mention. Jordan Love took the field. He played well enough and did everything right, but it just wasn't enough for Jalen Hurts and company. They were just constantly one step ahead for the most part against the Packers last night, including a rookie spotlight on the Eagles safety who read Rodgers like a book and picked him off in a critical situation. The Philadelphia Eagles averaged 7.4 yards per carry. Behind that elite offensive line, they produced 11 explosive runs, 10 of more yards, and racked up 363 rushing yards overall. All three of those metrics are season highs for Nick Sirianni's men. A lot went into that production, but no one was more impactful than Jalen Hurts. The quarterback picked up 10 rushing first down, guys, on 16 attempts, 11 design, 5 scrambles. And Hurts is just the second quarterback with double-digit first downs rushing a single game this year. The other one was Justin Fields in a week 9 versus Miami. So I mentioned, let's look at Jalen Hurts market, what it's doing today. A lot of auctions go down on Monday night. Check out this purple Concourse Select SGC 9.5 for $54. A lot of buy it now. Check out the Jordan Love transaction that actually had Jalen Hurts in the description, rookie ticket auto. You know that's incredibly popular from 2020. Look at this duel. Look at this duel with Jalen Hurts and Tua. $565 buy it now. Immaculate gold auto out of 20 out of 25. And then, of course, there's hundreds. I mean, guys, I could just scroll for days and days and days with all of the lower end base cards. PSA 10 base Donruss going for $80. Buy it now. That's easy. You know, the Prism PSA 10 holding strong around 107. The rookie ticket, that's an aftermarket auto going for about 500. So come over here and check out his graded card market. Total sales, the base cards and PSA 10 condition holding strong over the past 30 days, including the Mosaic around $50. That Prism, base Prism, still around an average of $127. And if you look at which cards are trending up for him the most, it's a variety of different cards. Check out the percentage change in his Kaboom over the population of 7 on this card and 3 in the last days. November 10th, last auction for 67.69. Pretty impressive there. Real quick before I go to number 2, we are live, guys. So real quick, if you're new here, if you're not, you know the drill. Shout out to Billy Schultz. Shout out to Jesse Val. Steeler 96. Tanner Miller, what's good, man? VA Beach Collectibles. Base card collector says run, Jacob runs. Yes, Run, Jacob, run. We're going to get to him in just a second because he broke the slate, guys. He broke the freaking slate. But if you are new here, my name is Andy. Welcome to the Football Card Quest, where we take everything you love about football, fantasy football, sports betting, whatever it is around American football, and parlay that with the football card market. And the largest marketplace is eBay. So if you want to track all of the graded football card sales from eBay, you can get access to our Keep 'em web app that we use to do that, homegrown, in-house here. And check it out. Get the full football card experience. If you care about the show, you get to support us a little bit as well and unlock the keys to the kingdom and get into that inner circle of the quest for, as low as $6 a month. So go check it out in the description below or patreon.com/footballcards. But really impressive. If you look at the power rankings now for the Philadelphia Eagles heading into now week 13, they virtually have this on a lock, guys. I mean, it is a very interesting division that they're in, but according to PFF, 99% make the playoffs, 78% chance to win the division title, and 30% chance to win the conference championship, the NFC Conference Championship. That's a 13% chance to win the Super Bowl. Pretty good odds on at least to make the playoffs. And I do anticipate that Hurts values will continue steadily climb here and there. Quite impressive performance last night. All right. Number two. Before we get to number two, we do have a rookie spotlight on Christian Watson. The man does it again in this game, showing off his speed, man. Really showed off his speed with a 52-yard catch and run touchdown. So definitely have to mention him because he is on the Green Bay Packers. Also mentioned Jordan Love. Talked about getting those Jordan Love cards out of your cardboard box, getting them listed. This is the time to capitalize on some Jordan Love hype as Aaron Rodgers comes off a bad 2-interception game, plus leaves early with an injury. It's unknown if he will miss some time, but he may miss a week or two, could miss more. The Jordan Love hype is cooking up, guys. He was already getting some love in the hobby. Interesting college profile, college resume. You can see the transactions. Look at the Silver Prism Auto, guys. $200. Oh, wow, man. So if you got those Jordan Love cards that you either bought super low as a very speculative buy, or you've had them stashed maybe for a year or two, this is the time to pull those out. Okay. The other rookie spotlight, we talked about Christian Watson, that 52-yard catch and run, showing off the speed. And you guys know the drill, man. When it comes to rookies, it does not take a whole lot for them to put up some really big transactions. Check out this 1-of-1 here from Origins. Son, Origins is a new product on the market. On top of that, we know it does deal with some very interesting subpar like corner and edge issues, but when it comes to scarcity and it comes to rookies, and you got the rookie card shield, you got the 1-of-1 on the front, you got the on-card autograph here on the top with that interesting like black smoke design in the background. Really cool card. Go over to 130point.com if you want to check out what this actually sold for and offered, but we're going to guess it's probably around $750, $800. When stuff like the base score rookie cards are selling for more than $1 on a rookie, that's how you know they're incredibly hyped. You could scroll down and scroll through pages and pages of sold transactions in the past 18 hours, guys. That's how lit his market is right now. A lot of it is Origins. It's Panini Black. It's Gold Standard. It's Certified. It's even Collegiate, National Treasures, and some of this other stuff. These graffitis, there's a lot of those out there. But even this stuff that they don't even put player or game worn anymore, selling for $59 in auction with no serial number. So now we move on to number two. Officially, number two. Where's all those Jets fans, those Mike White believers out there? Who's been holding on to those Mike White cards since last year? Do you guys remember last year when Mike White blew up the hype index? He blew up the hype index. He's doing it again, man. Mike White. executing on all levels here. And you know what the thing is, like, he really didn't do. I mean, he didn't play at like the a Jalen Hurts type level or Patrick Mahomes type level. I mean, it was more of just the Jets offense stepped up to meet its defense, right? I mean, the Jets defense still playing good. They rolled over the Chicago Bears, who were without Justin Fields, rolled over them 31-10. But White put up some big numbers without really having to do a whole lot. He just took what the defense gave him, man. He highlighted how much of that play is missing from that offense with Zach Wilson at quarterback. So Mike White cleared 300 yards and at 11.3 yards per attempt. And of course, his primary target was Garrett Wilson. Rookie spotlight. Garrett Wilson looked like a superstar once again. Somebody capable of throwing him the football. That's all he needs. He caught 5 passes for 95 yards, 2 touchdowns, including an incredible juke move. You guys have not seen the juke that Garrett Wilson put on that Bears defender and broke a massive touchdown. It was like a 60-yard touchdown. 57 of his yards came after contact or after the catch yesterday. 57 yards after the catch. So once again, we got another rookie spotlight. But guys, you know, you look at Mike White's market. I mean, it's just going wild, man. I mean, it's hard to predict where the prices are going to go. Obviously, he's the Jets' new QB1 for the foreseeable future. So we could see prices go up even more. If you got Mike White cards, it's not a bad idea to list them in auction and time them when the next game ends, because or just list them in a buy it now. Like, the other thing is, like, the Jets are in a very interesting spot to potentially capture a wild card spot. Of course, they're in an insane, difficult division with the Bills and the Miami Dolphins with the way they're playing. But the Patriots, but you know, the Patriots, I would actually put the Jets ahead of the Patriots. The Jets actually have a 58% chance at this point of making the playoffs. 58% chance compared to the New England Patriots at a 30% chance. So if Mike White can capitalize on this offensive production, there's a chance that the Jets make the playoffs, at which point we see Mike White's stock go up a lot more. Believe it or not, and you saw the Elijah Moore touchdown. Is like all of a sudden Elijah Moore's resurrected, and I could see this happening. So I had Elijah Moore on some of my daily fantasy rosters yesterday because I was like, you know, he had all that chemistry with Mike White last year, and I'm like, I could see this happening. You know, I could see this happening. So you get Elijah Moore going, you get Garrett Wilson going. Mike White is once again the New York Jets hero. The volume is just crazy. Like, everything is selling for Mike White right now. $30 for an Elements radioactive rookie out of 99. And another way you can tell is by looking at all the buy it now sold. So many buy it now solds, right? Scratch, front, mid. Like, somebody's not even reading that, dude. They're just buying that for $100. I mean, because the price seems very fair. He's a quarterback, right? So this is where if it was a 1 week wonder, right, you'd be paying too much. But in this case where he's clearly going to play again next week. Now, what happened last year? He played the second week and he hurt his wrist. So hopefully that doesn't happen to him again. That would be just totally snake bitten. That would just be terrible variance. But, you know, wow, dude, look at the gold out of 10 for $1,000. Need I say more? Need I say more? Need I say more? Let's go on to number 3. That's Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs broke the slate yesterday. If you didn't have Josh Jacobs on your daily fantasy roster, you were not making money. And unfortunately, yesterday was a bad day for me. I only had Josh Jacobs on like 2 rosters, and it just didn't. I cashed one roster. Hey, some days, you know, that happens. That's why bankroll management is, unfortunately, hey, I hate it. I would love to just put all my money in every week. The same like with cards. This is I put all my money in on one card and just have it that guaranteed to yield some incredible results. But Not all of us are that lucky. That's very difficult to do. You got to make the plus EV plays, and over time, you make money, you build up, you could play higher stakes, you make more money, and then every once in a while, you just need one of those big hits in a year or 2-3 years. Some if you win the Millie Maker, you're good for 10 years, and it's like, you know. No, the Bears don't have anything right now. The Bears don't even have anything. What's up, Bob, Keith? So Josh Jacobs broke the slate yesterday. Top speed, overtime win, breaks a massive run. Josh Jacobs had an incredible efficiency yesterday. I mean, he's got a total bell cow roll. If you guys noticed that if it's not Devontae Adams putting up these 30 to 40 fantasy point weeks, it's Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs had 6.9 yards per carry and a total of 54 DraftKings points, 33 carries for 229 yards, 2 touchdowns, including that 86-yard long touchdown in overtime that he was clocked at a top speed of 20.43 miles per hour. The market for Josh Jacobs, very solid, guys. I'm going to pop directly over to his graded card market because I find that more impressive. Just looking at the total sales. So his most popular cards, like the base Prism, up 21.3% to a new trend of $35. That's pretty good for a running back from 2019. That's a lot of hype, especially on a team that has a very, very small chance, if any, to make the playoffs. In fact, they only have a 5% chance. The Broncos are out. The Broncos are done. We're going to talk about that, but the Broncos are done. Two of the most disappointing seasons, the biggest failures this year, is Russell Wilson and Nathaniel Hackett in Denver and Aaron Rodgers without Devontae Adams. And you could argue that Tom Brady's season might be on the verge of being over. We'll get there. I don't want to get ahead of myself, put the cart before the horse here. We'll talk about that before the end of the live stream. So make sure you stay tuned. Hit that like button. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe. If you enjoy this type of content we put out, everything, all football, all day, football cards, all day, baby. So look at the health of the Josh Jacobs card market. Pretty incredible here. 58% increase in the base Donruss from 2019 rated rookie up to $32. Just really going for super low to some pretty respectable prices. And then this also carries over to his more rare card market. So just like going through eBay, like you're going to see these base transactions, then you're going to find like horizontally formatted, whether it's Panini 1, limited, 54 out of 79s closing for $89 in auction. This is today. By the way. So by the end, we'll also look at some stuff ending tonight because there's so many auctions ending on Monday night. So kind of look at that aspect of the market as well. And then, of course, tomorrow night we'll be live with the Hitman. Or it might be tomorrow night or Wednesday night. We'll talk about that before the end of the stream as well. So, yeah, just a ton of Josh Jacobs volume. Gold out of 10, PSA 10. That was sold today in a buy it now. That's a nice grail card right there. All right. Number 4, Trevor Lawrence resurrecting this season, guys. This was the best performance from Trevor Lawrence thus far in his career. I mean, him and Zay Jones, they combined to absolutely shred the Ravens defense when it mattered most, including that game-winning 2-point conversion to close out a 28-27 win for the Jags. But what's important, Trevor Lawrence had an 83.3 adjusted completion percentage and a season-high 4 big-time throws. Trevor Lawrence led the Jags to a come-from-behind win. He did make 3 turnover-worthy plays, but it was an impressive performance down the stretch from the former number 1 overall pick. Is absolutely going to lead time. I've talked about this before, guys. When you're super young, regardless if the team has really got a shot at the playoffs, if you're young, you have a lot of draft capital, especially quarterbacks, as they garner so much demand. They are, if you think about it, they're the face of their team. They're the face of the franchise. When you think about the NFL, the faces of the NFL are guys like Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, the quarterbacks. Last time a skill position player won the season-long MVP was 2012, Adrian Peterson. So every times since then, it's been a quarterback. $710 Panini One, Formula One, dual patch auto, 22 out of 30. A lot of Trevor Lawrence volume going right now. And with the absence of yesterday of Justin Fields, all of a sudden, and the Patriots lost on Thursday night. Although Mac Jones put up an incredible passing performance, so Mac Jones is right there. Like it's clearly Justin Fields, Trevor, and Mac Jones kind of situation, right? The 1, 2, 3, and you could argue that maybe Trevor is right there with Justin Fields and Mac Jones behind. By the fan base and the defense and the coaching and everything there for the Patriots, but the division. So none of these teams have playoff implications. Really, we're trying to speculate and bet on which one is the best athlete, which one has the best future in the NFL. Right now, I'm looking at Justin Fields, and I think Trevor Lawrence is going to be okay. I haven't seen enough of these games that he's really strung together, but yesterday was quite a good performance over a very good team. So definitely got to spotlight him, as he gained a lot of hype after yesterday. Number 5, Patrick Mahomes, guys. Patrick Mahomes, he's the man. He is probably going to win MVP. I mean, they extend their winning streak to 5 games with a 26-10 win over the Rams, who are on their third string quarterback. Kansas City goes to 9-2. They currently have the best record in the entire AFC. And Patrick Mahomes didn't even he wasn't his regular, throw the ball across his body, halfway across the field after eluding 5 broken tackles. But he was, again, very effective against a quality NFL defense in the Rams. He made 3 big-time throws against only 1 turnover-worthy play, while finishing with a 74.8% adjusted completion percentage. Patrick Mahomes market holding very strong, guys. That iconic 2017 Prism PSA 10, $4,446 trend. Derek. Holding very strong. His base Donruss PSA 10 now up to $941. It's an increase of 22.15 here, on the way up. $1,100 buy it now today. $1,100 buy it now today. That's a new high. Check out where we're getting to in the chart here for old Mahomesies. It's getting up there, man. We're getting to some playoff hype numbers right here around championship time frame. We saw it spike around close to $1,500. $1,100, people worried about the market health, but the data indicates otherwise, especially on these guys that are most hyped up. That's why, when I'm dissecting the top 25 guys with Paul Hickey, these guys are in there, man. These guys, I ultimately want you guys to invest in a very good player on a very good team and find the market variance where you can find the deal throughout the week or specific auction from a specific set and card and grade. And that's the way to do it, man. The Patrick Mahomes market, very, very healthy, and potential, for example, this Optic PSA 10, population of 3,361, 57 sales in the last month, must be harder to find on eBay, or it must, for whatever reason, close a little bit lower. You look at that card, around 1,900 spike at the end of the playoffs, championship game time period. Right now, $899 compared to the base Donruss that had a sale today of $1,100. Let's go Optic, let's go Optic, $1,381. So a little bit harder to get the PSA 10 on that card, population of 4,700 on the 9. So obviously that card is hard to get a 10 on compared to the Optic, which has about closer to a 60% gem rate. And then the Prism has a really solid gem rate of actually this one, the Mahomes specific one doesn't. And maybe I'm thinking of the 2016 Prism having such a high gem, because I know we just looked at Dak last week. He does have a high gem rate. This This does not have a great gem rate. 903 on the 10s and 2,463 on the 9s. But it's time to go to number 6, guys, and that is Travis Kelce. Stack them. Mahomes, Kelce, they are a lethal combination. Lethal combination. And Travis Kelce's market as well. Going to look at his graded card market because it shows so much data and indicative data of how his market is growing. Also gives you the most popular cards. So quick reminder, once again, appreciate that. Orlando, Derek, Bob, Richard, you guys are awesome, man. Cheers to you guys. Happy Monday night. Hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving. And any of you other guys that are new here, welcome. Name is Andy. We're talking all things football cards all day. You can quickly gain access to this web app over at patreon.com/footballcards. Go check it out. It's in the description below. I digress. Travis Kelce, Topps Chrome Refractor, iconic card. Can't beat it, man. It's his 3 of the top 6 most sold cards for him in the past 30 days. I'm surprised the Prism's up here, but does have now a population of 334. The population on this card is growing, so there's an opportunity there to buy raw Kelce's and get them graded. It's got about a 50% gem rate there if you're looking at the 10 to 9. So you have about a coin toss of getting a 10. That's a pretty good shot. Like anytime you have a 50% to 60% gem rate, that's worth going for and getting it graded. Compared to the Topps Chrome Refractor, would take it from my own personal experience plus the data here. Only a pop of 76 on the 10, 230 on the 9. It's very difficult to get a 10 on the Travis Kelce Topps Chrome from 2013. I would not recommend you submit this card to get graded. Would not. All right, rookie spotlight from this game. Isaiah Pacheco, we've been waiting for it all season. Finally got it in this game. Isaiah Pacheco waving to the cameras, gets his first touchdown. Isaiah Pacheco finds the end zone. Check it out, man. Panini Instant from Isaiah Pacheco. Panini Instant. This must be from his first. Oh, that was his first career touchdown. So this wasn't his first career touchdown, but this was his second game where he's been primarily used as this RB1, like, you know, number one running back for the Kansas City Chiefs. And as a result, with the team scenario, the rookie element, the super limited supply on his rookie cards, it's crazy to see how much his stuff is being sold for. An auction ended last night for $227. This is where it might make sense if you got a card like this to put it in auction, because the buy it nows are going for lower than what the auctions are in a lot of cases. Very, very interesting. His market, obviously super slim pickings, man. Very slim pickings. Waiting for Panini to get him in some more sets. It's going to fly off the shelves, man. He's got to be a primary target that you guys look for. He had rushed for 2 first downs, forced 4 missed tackles, and ran for his first rushing touchdown since week 1. He finished the game with 69 rushing yards, but solidifies himself now as this RB1 for the Kansas City Chiefs, who once again lead the AFC. All right. Number 8, Joe Burrow, Cincinnati Bengals. Can't beat the Cincinnati Bengals right now. They're looking poised, man. They're looking so poised for a late season run, similar to what we saw a year ago from them. This time they took down the Tennessee Titans on the road, even though Jamar Chase was sidelined still for yet another week. Crucial, guys. That was a crucial roughing the snapper penalty that cost the Titans an opportunity to tie it up late in the fourth quarter. And the Bengals ended up kneeling and clocking the game out for a 20-16 win. But somebody needed to step up for Jamar Chase over the past month. And that has undoubtedly been T. Higgins. T. Higgins, baby. After going for 148 yards last week, Higgins goes for 114 yards this week on 7 catches, including a touchdown. He made plays when it mattered most, catching all 3 of his contested targets. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what makes you a winner in the NFL. That's what makes you a winner at the wide receiver position. If you don't have that insane breaking speed, uh, and you just, man, he's just such a good wide receiver, especially at the point of catch. So real quick before we look at T. Higgins Market or Joe Burrow sold on eBay, I want to touch on the chart here between the 5 top 2020 quarterbacks, and stay tuned to the end because I'm going to share with you guys who the real winner here, who the real winner the that is at the top of the hype index is not a player. We're going to talk about something specific to the football card market. So make sure you stay tuned to the end. It's one of these last tabs on my screen here that I'm sharing. But real quick, you can see how the Herbert market has cooled off. And this is one thing I will tell you, the hobby is sometimes a little slow to catch on to certain trends, I guess, if you will. So you can see Herbert's market has definitely cooled off as they kind of slide down the power rankings, man. They continuously slide, even though they got a win. They got a big win yesterday, which was critical. And you know, they're ranked 22nd though in the power rankings. They do have a 40% shot of making the playoffs. So they're ahead of the Raiders and ahead of the Denver Broncos, who are totally out now. So there's still a shot for them. But look at the Herbert market cooled off. So there's an opportunity there. We're going to talk about Justin Herbert. The Joe Burrow market is the green point. That's 151.50, still very healthy. Now the top 2020 quarterback and base Prism PSA 10 sold. And it's going to continue to collect data throughout this week. So this could change when we look at it again by Friday, right? This is a little bit delayed in getting the data from eBay, but look at the Jalen Hurts at 109, the 2 at 84, and the Jordan Love at 58 and climbing, guys. So I look at the Joe Burrow market over the past 30 days. Of course, most popular base Prism, PSA 10, trend of 142, holding very strong on his other base cards that have very high pop reports to these. 4,517, in fact, on his base Donruss, holding very strong. The peak for this card in playoff time period was around $300. So it's at this point where you ask yourself, do you think that the Bengals are going to be able to make that push and do it again? If you do, well, there's opportunity there, clearly. 76% chance of making the playoffs for the Bengals, 34% chance to win the division title. AFC North is up for grabs, baby, and Burrow is coming for it. He believes in his team. He believes they are the big dogs. And a Joe Burrow base mosaic. There's a Joe Burrow T. Higgins double, but just a patch, no autos or anything like that. There's a 122.50, so you could see a nice little elevated price tag there. Whoa, check out this elite from Burrow with the LSU uniform. Numbered out of 9s. That's that jersey number right there. $500 best offer accepted. Optic Hollow HGA 9, 400. Very, very solid. Very solid price point there. Prism SGC 10. SGC 10 going for 112.50. Very solid, guys. And that closed today. At 2:57 p.m. on a Monday. That's great, man. That is really good right there. T. Higgins market. For a wide receiver, he's doing pretty good. Look at this purple RPA out of 40. Really, that's an obsidian, but I like it. It's got 3 colors in there. 3 colors, a lot of mosaic stuff, a lot of high pop mosaic stuff. Optic, pink prism, PSA 10, about 40. Mosaic silver, $1.25. There's a prism silver. This is from 2021, though, I believe is what it looks like. No, that's 2020. Just a patch variation out of 99. That sold for a nice profit right there, I'm sure. A lot of base stuff. You have to just really scroll. Nice obsidian auction that ended last night. Almost seems like to me, a lot of people are stashing good T. Higgins stuff in their collection. $71 on this auction with $10 shipping from South Korea. South Korea. That's a long ways for that card to come. Next up, number 10. And in fact, I do have an 11. Number 10, I'm putting Justin Herbert on here. Look at that throw he was slinging, man. Justin Herbert is got to be number 10 because a lot of the spotlight in this game got put on the return of Kyler Murray, but the Chargers totally spoiled the Cardinals' plans with the Murray comeback there. They pulled out a thrilling 25-24 victory. And you know what? The LA scored what seemed to be the game-tying touchdown with 15 seconds left with Austin Eckler getting hit right at the goal line, but making it in. Absolutely incredible little pass to the shallows there for Austin Eckler and into the end zone. And, in true Brandon Staley fashion, he decided to go for two, and Justin Herbert found tight end Gerald Everett to pull off the victory. And that's why people love Justin Herbert, man. In those clutch moments, he executes at such a high level. The Chargers moved to a plus 500 record, 6-5 on the season. They're pushing for this playoffs, baby. They're going for it, man. The Cardinals fall forward to 4-8, and the playoff berth looks unlikely for them. And Herbert was the better quarterback than Kyler Murray in this game, guys. He finished with an 81.3 PFF grade. He completed 75% of his passes for 274 yards and 3 touchdowns, including the game winner. Of course, Justin Herbert is the man. He's been the hobby darling for so long now. I mean, look at people getting back in, man. People wanting to buy more. Got to have it. Potential playoff candidate. The guy is so good in these clutch moments. It's incredible to watch, man. It's so exciting to watch him play out on TV with some of these games. Got Keenan Allen back in this game. He got a big touchdown. That was nice to see Keenan Allen finally get back on the field after that epic hamstring strain he's been dealing with all season. So, number 11, as promised, Tua Tagovailoa stand on the sideline there with head coach Mike McDaniel. Look at Tyreek Hill dealing with the cramping up yesterday, dealing with this humidity, man. I'm telling you, humidity down here is brutal in Florida. So, but at the same time, I was on vacation last week in the mountains, and the cold and the dryness, you get those nosebleeds. I'm sure you guys up in the north and the mountains and stuff, you get used to it, but I was definitely affecting me, So Tua in the humidity, just got to drink tons of water and Gatorade and get those electrolytes. But Tua is definitely on my had to put him on here. He actually could have been higher. He was sat halfway through this game. I mean, guys, the Dolphins were up 30-0 at halftime. Oh, here's the so happy. So happy. I gotta get off that before we can get our stream demonetized. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button for me, guys, if you like that little highlight we threw in there on the live stream. Maybe YouTube will rule out demonetization if we have enough like buttons. If we have enough like button smashes. Listen to me. So yeah, Tua was benched, like not benched. He was just sat, man. They were up 30-0 at halftime. I mean, they coasted to a 30-15 win, and they stay atop of the AFC East. They're actually leading the AFC East over the Buffalo Bills thanks to their win against the Buffalo Bills earlier in the season. Their run game was really non-existent yesterday against one of the worst run defenses in the NFL, but it didn't matter, man. It doesn't matter because Tua continues to be on, baby, on. He had already racked up 278 passing yards by halftime. It was the most that we've seen him spread the ball around all year as well. He completed passes to 9 different receivers. Even when the offensive line didn't have his best days, Tua still showed out. And that's why I pull up that chart And that's why I ultimately talk about the biggest winners right now in the football card market being guys that hold 2020 sealed wax, whether it's Prism, whether it's Optic, the 2020 Prism blaster boxes from football are selling for $100 and buy it now because of all the great 2020 quarterbacks, the great 2020 skill position players. And we broke down last Thursday night's game, but of course, you can't cover Justin Jefferson, Jonathan Taylor. Don't worry, he'll be just fine. But look, compare it. And people want to talk about basketball, but when it comes to the draft class, it's the draft class, baby. When it comes to athletic talent, it's athletic talent. So you look at basketball Prism blaster box from 2020, 2021, going for 63, 53. They didn't have anything on football where the 2020 Prism blaster boxes are selling for a hundo. How about that, guys? How about 110 yesterday? Somebody had to have it. How about a sealed blaster box case of 20 boxes going for almost 2 G's? The Optic, you ask, what are those doing? It's about $90. It's right behind the Prism. Right behind the Prism. I mean, 115 on this one on Saturday. I'm telling you, Optic, especially 2020 and 2021, I mean, they are neck and neck. They have equal demand. Prism Optic for ultra modern are 1A, 1B. Now, when you go back to 2015, 2016, 2017, you got to give the edge to the Prism for a couple reasons. 2016, 2017, the rookies come standard silver out of the box. That's a big difference. They don't come optic hollow standard out of the optic boxes. So that's a big difference. But ultra modern, man, Optic and Prism are neck and neck. So ultimately, those guys are the biggest winners. If you held sealed Optic, sealed Prism, sealed Select, sealed 2020, virtually anything, you are sitting on a nice little stash right there. So Carter and I will be meeting tomorrow to record our fantasy, or not fantasy, to record our football podcast. So boom, let's see what other yeah, we'll be recapping the injuries and some of the usage stuff. Other big reactions or big just takeaways. Yeah, we got to check on the injury status of Darnell Mooney and Allen Robinson. They could be potentially out for the season. Not that they're really on like investment relative situations right now. Important to monitor Michael Carter's health and then check on the injury status of James Robinson. Apparently, wait a minute. He had fallen to 4th on the depth chart. He was a surprise healthy inactive. So it'll be really interesting to see what happens, or if Ty Johnson is going to get the lead running back role there if Michael Carter misses. The Broncos backfield, we don't care about Elijah Mitchell, potentially hurt again. The Saints just totally self-destructed in the red zone. The Bucks, oh my gosh, man. That was frustrating coming down the wire there. I mean, we got off to a solid start. First, we let them score on us, but we came back. Chris Godwin has this monster day. Mike Evans is held in check, had offensive pass interference that was questionable, but towards the end of the game, man, those stalled drives, those failed third downs, brutal. Todd Bowles' coaching decisions in clutch, under pressure packed time situations, he's just not making good decisions. And it's very painful to watch down there at the end of the game. Friggin' killed me, man. I'm literally, I had to go crack a beer immediately after that. I felt like I was getting sick because not only that, we get to overtime when we should have won that game. And Tristan Wirfs goes down with a bad ankle injury. He's our best offensive lineman, our best to second best. Like, he's a critical component of our offensive line. And I really think we're freaking screwed now in a lot of scenarios. I know. I mean, he's a fine defensive coordinator, even though he called that all-out blitz and let Cooper Kupp take the top off our defense in the playoffs last year against the Rams. And what happens? Like, Arians moves to the front office and Bowles becomes head coach. If I was Brady, I'd be. I don't know, man. I don't know what they're going to do, but it's from a fan perspective, it's brutal. It's brutal right now. It's really tough to stomach, man. Really tough to stomach. Really tough. Dan Riley says Tua Prism Silver went from $750 to $500. Well, I mean, it's still $500. What did it close in auction? Let's look it up. Let's pull it up. Tua's Prism Silver. Let's pull it up. I mean, I wish that we could get. I think Brady. Let's pull up the Tua Prism Silver. I'm not understanding what you're trying to say there. So the Tua market fluctuates a lot, Dan. The first thing I'll tell you is that it's the Prism Silver, right? $500, right? So I'll share my screen. So $500 is already what, 300 more than the last Optic Hollow sale, which has a pop of 787. So you can see it's kind of bouncing around, right? It's kind of bouncing around between 230 and 200. It's definitely gone up from where he was injured, down from the beginning of the season, and now it's going back up. I absolutely anticipate this to go up more, especially as they move into the playoffs. The Dolphins don't have the largest fan base in the NFL. Plus, a lot of people are so focused on the Jets and the Patriots and the Bills in their division that they kind of fly under the radar. They're one of those teams that is definitely going to blindside people, and eventually, with the rate at which Tua is playing now in this new offensive system and the weapons, I mean, if everybody stays healthy, they could very well go the distance. So, and when that happens, right? I mean, you're talking Prism Silver at 500, 750, but his black Prism Silver is on average 171. His field level silver is on average 230. So that 500 to 750 is just variance. It's just depending on when the auction ended, the quality of photographs. I'm still trying to find his Prism Silver on this list. Oh, here it is. Got it. Okay. Got it. Got the 500. Yeah. Well, you ended hopefully this wasn't your auction, but bad time to end it. The market this year is hyper relevant, Dan. So when you end an auction on Monday at 6:54, when a lot of people are not focused on the auctions, I'll be honest with you, only 25 bids. So I'd have to look at the quality of seller. But I'll tell you right off the bat, it's a bad ending time. It's a bad selling format to sell on Monday. You really want to have them in buy it nows. If you're going to sell it in auction, you sell it on Sunday, game time, whenever that is. Wednesday night's even better, or later at night. Maybe later at tonight he would have done better. But last Wednesday's went for 800, 730. Yesterday at 214 when he's gashing up the Texans, right? So the reason for this is variance. This is the kind of variance that I talk about capitalizing on, being able to target this kind of variance, because you can buy this at 500 and have immediate profit in it. Immediate profit. That's the kind of variance that I talk about targeting and capitalizing on. And you do this even though Tua's in the top 10 hype index. This is going to happen. It's going to happen tomorrow. For whatever reason, there's people, the sellers, they just want to move it. They don't focus on the optimal time to actually end the auction. They just start it and end it whenever they put it in the system. That could be Tuesday at 10 a.m. Look for those things, target that variance, and you've got yourself an easy win on your hands. All right, guys. That's the top 10 takeaways. That's it. That's the 10 takeaways. I will see you guys tomorrow. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Peace. Peace. Derek says we all know Dolphins are winning the chip. Hey, man. He called it here. He called it here. It's on the screen. All right, guys. Cheers to you guys. Enjoy the game tonight. A little bit of a a little bit of a doozer between the Colts and the Steelers. It'll be interesting though. I'm looking to watch how Jonathan Taylor plays. I'm looking to watch how Matt Ryan plays. I want to see how Kenny Pickett plays. You know, Pittsburgh has such a massive market, and George Pickens is incredible. So Najee Harris has been on the rise too. So there's a lot of things to watch for tonight's game. I hope you guys enjoy it. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.